Hi everyone! Now, about 2 months ago, I made this video. This was all about me finding out about this amazing art project called the Male Art Movement. And this was put together by an artist in the United States, Charlene Loomis, and I talked a lot more in depth about this project in that video. Just to briefly recap, Charlene has created a project called the Male Art Movement. There is an email sign up form and you pop in all your personal details and you'll get matched with another artist. So the whole idea of the project is you create a postcard size piece of original art and mail it to your match. And it could be someone from your home country, it could be someone across the other side of the world. I had such an amazing time participating in that last round that I did that I decided to sign up again. So I thought that we could create the postcard for my next match together today. So let's do that. Now, I don't remember where I got these blank watercolour postcards from, but I'm glad that I bought them ages ago. They've been sitting in my desk drawer because they're perfect for this project. As usual, I'm sketching using a Prismacolor Colorase pencil. These are my favourite pencils to sketch with. I love how you get a little bit of colour showing through in your final artwork. And as a left-hander, they don't smudge as much as a regular graphite pencil. Echo. Huh? So here is my sketch, and you can see how textured this watercolor paper is. And another of my essential art supplies is a kneadable eraser. Let me know if you want me to do a video on my favorite art supplies. I really wanted to do a colored pencil portrait. If you saw my last video, I've started a new sketchbook and it's all portraits. So I've just been in this zone of portraits, and for my last postcard for the Male Art Movement, I did a local Australian bird, I did a kookaburra. My match was someone in the United States, so I wanted to introduce them to an Australian bird they may not have known about. And actually, my match this time is also someone from the United States, but I've just been really loving doing all these portraits lately. And like I said, if you've been watching my videos, you know it's my comfort zone. I absolutely love making portraits and drawing portraits, painting portraits in every single medium. And I just wanted to do like a soft, kind of dreamy portrait in colored pencil on this textured paper. If you saw my last sketchbook tour, which was a couple of weeks ago, I have been using acrylic paint markers a lot in the last few months, and I really love using them, but I don't get that satisfying blend that I do with colored pencils. What I love about colored pencils is layering them up and just building up soft layers. And you'll see me doing that throughout this portrait. I start with a really soft light layer to start with, and I just gradually build up the color. I find colored pencils just a really satisfying art supply, and I love the way that a portrait kind of emerges from the background. If you're new here, my name is Sally and I'm a mixed media artist in Australia. If you're not new here, welcome back. I realized that I haven't really been doing this introduction of myself in my last several videos. I'm not sure why that is, but yeah, I guess I'll introduce myself now. I went to art school after high school. I had a major in painting with a minor in photography, and I'd been drawing my entire life, and I kind of fell into live music photography for a decade just before 2020 put that to a stop. I loved the experiences that I had with photography, but I find the technical side of it really frustrating. If something goes wrong with your camera, you sort of have to fix it, you know? Like if it's just me and a canvas or me and a piece of paper, like I'm fully responsible for it. And maybe this is me just being a control freak Virgo, but I just find myself more comfortable when I'm responsible for all the choices that I make. We got Evie Evie now. Evie. Like I mentioned previously, I've been really loving just working on portraits lately. It's been really satisfying and cozy and a nice place. So I decided to do a portrait for this piece. I've been practicing hair more because I really dislike drawing hair. So I have a whole Pinterest board that's just hair pics and challenging hairdos, and I've really been trying to focus more on creating hair that looks like hair. So that's why I sort of did this like wispy updo, and then my pencil broke. And I didn't want to bother sharpening it for some reason, so I just grabbed another shade of blue. And I've mentioned this previously, but I used to work as a makeup artist, and I really, really love doing makeup looks on my portraits. I find it really fun to draw makeup, to do interesting color and different looks on my portraits. Once I'd got the bulk of the color down with the pencils, I just went in with this gray fine liner and did an outline just to clean up the edges and give the portrait a bit more definition. Another thing I use pretty regularly is either colored fine liners or inks to do line work and details. I think it's much more interesting than black. And this grey one in particular gives you that definition while still being really soft. And I went in to do some individual strands of hair with a brown fine liner. I really like the contrast between the strength of the ink to the softness of the pencil. Now this portrait came from my head, but it kind of looks like somebody. If this reminds you of someone, please let me know in the comments because I can't pick who it is. And of course, the essential final touch to a portrait is white gel pen to do all the highlights. Bright white highlights, especially on the eyes and the lips, really bring a portrait to life. And I very, very rarely, no matter what medium I'm using, I will never skip this step. Time for bird watching. I added some final touches to the hair and then started working on the background. Now I make 2 zines every month to send out to my wonderful Ko-fi members, and the August issue of my zine Stung is all about the 90s. So as I was drawing this portrait, I was listening to lots of Nirvana. I was actually wearing a Nirvana shirt, and I wrote in some lyrics from a Nirvana song in the background. This is some lyrics from About a Plane, one of my favorite songs.
Moments later.
Now, incorporating text into my artwork is something that I like to do from time to time, but I really didn't like this. I came back to it and it just didn't work. So I decided to cover it up. This indigo pencil is the Derwent Inktense, which is a water-soluble pencil. So as the whole piece was like this soft, dreamy pencil, I decided I was going to activate this watercolor pencil, and look how rich that color is. It is so stunning. These Inktense pencils are amazing. And I just felt like this would work as a background to have like this really intense, rich color and then the soft portrait laid on top. I used the light blue in her eyeshadow to do like this border around the portrait that the Inktense watercolor pencil would sort of blend into. And I think this really works. Sometimes you need to just step away from a piece, think about it for a minute, and come back to it. One of the reasons I find backgrounds so challenging is committing to an idea after you've spent all that time on your portrait. Look at this girl, Echo, drinking the paint water. Lucky it was clean. She's got her own little container on my desk that she usually drinks from. But yeah, this is my finished portrait. I love it. I love this sort of like electric neon blue around it. I think it makes the portrait look really interesting and is a nice contrast with that neon blush. Let me know what you think. Let me know who this reminds you of, because like I said, she sort of looks familiar to me, but I can't place it. This is going to the United States, so I popped on a stamp, wrote a little note to my match. I really hope she likes it. It's kind of hard to know what to make someone when you have no idea who you're sending it to, but that's part of the fun. Regular mail from Australia to the United States usually takes 2 to 3 weeks, so they wouldn't have received it by the time this video gets published. So I really hope that they like it. I let them know that I was making this video so that if they like it, they could watch the making of it. I popped in a business card and some stickers so they know where to find me, and popped it in the post. Thank you so much for watching. Like this video if you liked this video, and consider subscribing to the channel for more art stuff. Let me know if you would participate. Evie. Like I said, I'm going to link the email sign up form in the description box down below. Everyone I know who has participated in this project since the last time I did it has had such an amazing positive experience with it. So please let me know if this is something that you would be interested in participating in and making art and swapping it with another artist from around the world or locally. You never know. I am definitely going to do this again. I absolutely love just making a little postcard and sending it off to someone completely random. And it's so fun getting an original piece of art back. I love this project. It's a really nice way to build community. I've stayed in touch with my last match, and he's been so supportive and really lovely, and we have had some really great little chats. So it's a really great way to build community and find new artists and support each other. So highly recommend if this is something that looks interesting to you. All skill levels are welcome. Pop your name in that email list and maybe we can send each other some art someday. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Huh?